Today, I'll be presenting a chapter of the book called Digital Diplomacy, Theory and Practice, and I'll be presenting the chapter 4, Social Media and Public Diplomacy, which is a chapter of comparative analysis of the digital diplomatic strategy of European Union, Japan, and USA in China. Social media is able to transcend the hierarchical chains of diplomatic communication by bringing ordinary people into the spotlight of diplomacy and making their voice heard. It can also allow diplomats to directly engage with foreign public in a sustained dialogue. This paper seeks to assess the effectiveness of social media diplomacy through the three key aspects of public diplomatic engagement: agenda setting, presence expansion, and conversation generation. And then the paper analyzed their diplomatic strategies on Weibo, especially under the conditions of digital restrictions. Weibo is a widely used microblogging site in China that allows the Chinese netizen to catch up with the trends and updates in the world within the firewall, and it is the most visited site in China among its competitors. The delegation of EU and the embassies of Japan and USA all have large number of followers on Weibo. Agenda setting is when diplomats try to build a certain image of the country for foreign audience by directing their attention to certain topics. Compared with traditional mass media, social media had its advantage because of its characteristics. However, audience may be flooded by massive flow of data, which could undermine the effectiveness of digital effort. If a government aims to develop a good relationship with the foreign audience, it needs to be out there. Social media extend the scope of diplomatic presence over space and time, and today presence expansion becomes even more critical for diplomats because the credibility and authority may suffer if they do not stay relevant. In terms of conversation generation, one of the most appreciated features of the new public diplomacy is its engagement with audience. Good public diplomacy is now dialogue-based, and social media allows diplomats to readjust the focus of the agenda, reduce misinformation, and enhance mutual understanding. Now, let us look at the agenda setting for USA. The frequency of posts is very stable at about 5 posts a day, and all were written in Chinese. This means that posting on Weibo is a regular job for the staff in charge. The US Embassy posts a combination of informative text, lively pictures, and hyperlinks to policy paper to balance between being interesting and maintaining an authoritative stance and provide official information. As of content, US Embassy is much more engaged in delivering hard political message as compared to Japan and EU, but it generally avoids topics that may seem as a direct criticism to Chinese authority. US Embassy post covers aspects of US history, landscape, culture, domestic policy that makes up around 1/3 of the category US news.